I have a formal communication to make. And I want for a few minutes that I'm going to use, I want all of you to lend me your ears. The statement I'm going to formally deliver is so crucial to the existence of not just the institution of parliament, but of democracy in this country. And so I want to plead with all of you to pay attention. The good people of Ghana, I'm sure, will pay attention. Honorable members, I address you today amid circumstances that profoundly challenge the core principles of our constitutional democracy. At the outset, I must express my profound regret concerning the conduct displayed by the President following Parliament's successful unanimous passage of the Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill 2024. The behavior exhibited by the President in refusing to accept the transmission of this bill not only deviates from established democratic practices, but also undermines the spirit of cooperative governance and mutual respect for the arms of government. This is a principle that forms the cornerstone of our political system. Such actions, if left unchecked, risk setting dangerous precedents that threaten the integrity and functionality of our democratic institutions. To situate this statement in the appropriate context, it is crucial to acknowledge a disturbing pattern emerging from the President, which points to a concerning disregard for the foundational principles enshrined in the Constitution 1992. This pattern has once again been made evident in the President's recent refusal to accept the presentation of the Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill. The recent move is not isolated. It forms part of a series of actions that undermine the legislative process. As you may recall, I addressed this House on the 22nd of December 2023 in a formal statement. The purpose of that statement was to draw your attention to the President's refusal to assent to 4 critical bills passed by this House. 3 private members' bills and 1 public bill. During that address, I underscored the troubling nature of the President's justification for his actions, or rather, the lack thereof, particularly highlighting that his failure to assent on grounds of alleged unconstitutionality paradoxically stood in violation of the very constitution he invoked. Despite the gravity of this matter, it is disheartening to note that there has been no progress in rectifying the situation concerning those significant pieces of legislation. They remain in a state of limbo, unreturned to Parliament, detained by him, and unacted upon, following the President's communication, which lacked substantial legal justification. This ongoing scenario poses a grave threat to our legislative authority and, by extension, the democratic principles we try to uphold. The implications of such executive actions extend far beyond the immediate legislative items at hand. They erode the foundational checks and balances that our forebears painstakingly established to ensure a vibrant and functioning democracy. When important legislative work, the product of rigorous debate and consensus building within this House, is disregarded without just cause, it not only disrespects the legislative branch, but also disenfranchises the citizens that we are sworn to serve. This blatant disregard for legislative processes and constitutional mandates risks setting a perilous precedent that could weaken the very fabric of our governance structure. Honorable members, on 19th March 2024, my attention was drawn to a letter issued by the Executive Secretary to the President, Nana Asante Bedietu, addressed to the Clerk to Parliament, which letter is clearly, in my opinion, contemptuous of Parliament. The letter outlined that the Clerk ought to, and I quote, cease and desist, unquote, from attempting to transmit the Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill 2024 to the President for necessary action in accordance with the provisions of our Constitution. In the said letter, the Executive Secretary indicated that the Office of the President was aware of two pending applications for an order of interlocutory injunction seeking to restrain the Clerk from transmitting the bill to the President. It further indicated that the Honorable Attorney General had on 18th March 2024 informed the President that he had received the two applications and had advised the President not to take any step in relation to the bill until matters raised by the suit are determined by the Supreme Court. As a result, the President, via the Executive Secretary, conveyed to the Clerk that it was unable to accept transmission of the bill. Honorable members, my attention has also been drawn to the 18th March 2024 letter from the Honorable Attorney General being referred to by the Executive Secretary to the President, Nana Asante Bedietu, above. In the said letter, that is the letter from the Attorney General, I note that the Attorney General used the phrase, and I quote, "I will respectfully advise that a decision to assent to the bill be made after the determination of the application for interlocutory injunction, unquote, and not an advice to the President not to receive the bill from Parliament. It is therefore interesting that in view of this clear and unambiguous advice from the Attorney General, which I disagree with, to the President has rather chosen to accept the bill. In the face of these developments, it is important for us as a House to reflect upon the manner in which these events have unfolded. On the 28th of February 2024, this August House took a decisive step in passing the bill, a move that was a culmination of rigorous debate, thoughtful deliberations, and the collective will of the representatives of the people. Following this, the bill underwent the customary process of cross-checking, which is an important procedure designed to ensure that all amendments and changes proposed during the legislative process were accurately incorporated. After the successful processes were done with, the Clerk to Parliament, fulfilling his duties as the procedural intermediary between the legislative and executive branches, endeavored to send the bill to the President in accordance with Section 5 of the Interpretation Act 2009, Act 792.